welcome to a review of the relegation promotion playoff between Waterford and UCD. And it finished Waterford 1, UCD 2, Wordsworth after 5 minutes, Keane after 26 and Whelan after 34. All the goals Keane on the first half. And I suppose Waterford started off like a house on fire with that early goal, and they looked like they had the bit between their teeth, and UCD seemed to get to grips with them, didn't they, reasonably quickly, I'd say after about 15 or 20 minutes. And once they did, Waterford found it very difficult, and obviously UCD got the 2 goals. How did you see it overall?
Yeah, it was a weird atmosphere. The place was jammed. In fairness, the main stand in Richmond was jammed, and they were forced to open behind the goal and a bit of the shed end. Look, I think the ground, first of all, should have been open fully. I've no doubt, especially when COVID cases are rising. I thought, putting everyone in the stand. But look, that's not for me to say. But the atmosphere was fantastic. The fans really got behind Waterford. There's no doubt about it. And it was strange. I didn't expect them. I expect them to get behind that team, but that was like that. It was really good, and they should be very proud of themselves for that. I think they created a great atmosphere. I'm not going to say only Waterford. UCD had a fantastic support as well there. They always get.
I must say that Keane, you were down to UCD. No, you kind of moved around the ground a bit, didn't you? I was in pretty much with the Waterford lads. You moved around, didn't you?
We started down the shed because I haven't watched the game down there in years. And then I was saying, but you're behind the goal out my usual spot. And I said, hey, I'm going there because I don't like the main stand. It's like being the bus, everywhere. So I didn't. So I went behind the goal then. And to be honest, I was talking for most of the game. I didn't really see it. Second half, especially, I was too busy chatting and stuff like that. So I just seen bits of it. But I watched it back there today, and it was as bad as I thought. Waterford, that was probably the worst second half performance I've probably seen from a League of Ireland team in years. And
could you figure out what they were trying to do tactically, King?
No, I have no idea what they were trying to do. They were playing hoofball, and they were even hoofing it to the wrong person. Like I didn't get my head around it at all. And they weren't even going for it. They were hoofing it, and the target men like Halford stuff like that. They weren't even going for the ball. They were waiting for seconds. They were trying to chase the seconds down. They were waiting for Todd, who I thought had an unbelievable game. Sam Todd.
Sam Todd, yeah, he did, yeah.
I thought he was excellent, and look, I watched the game back. I wasn't too focused on the game. I was too busy chatting, but I watched the game back, and I have to say, like, it was as bad as I feared, to be honest with you. Look, by far though as well, I have to add, that was the coldest I've ever been in Richmond Park. Now, I've gone to Richmond since I'm 9 days old. It's my first game. And that is by far the coldest I've ever felt.
I'm not going to lie, but I had 4 layers on, and you've seen the jacket I was wearing as well. That's a warm jacket, and my God, the feet though are freezing coming out of it, I have to say.
Yeah. I genuinely, that's the coldest I've been. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be heading the game, so we won't have to worry about the cold. But, looking at the game, I think I'd be fuming from whatever. Look, I seen Bircham and stuff like that in with the fans, and yeah, it's all right, but the truth really comes out about what happened or whatever. If it does ever come out, I think the fans will probably feel, why did we do it? I think Bertram is in there because the club haven't come out and actually said what happened. So it's like Bertram is kind of the good guy at this minute in time. Look, we don't know what's going to come out the next couple of weeks, or whether the truth will ever come out. I presume we'll hear it through third party or through hearsay, but I don't know whether the club will ever come out and say it. But I'd say the fans, there's a few things being spread around, and if the fans, if half of that was true, the fans will feel a bit stupid supporting Mark in the stand for the game. But look, it didn't take away from the atmosphere. He got in there, in fairness, and I think he kind of added to the atmosphere a little bit. But look, I keep deflecting from the game, but I genuinely thought it was horrendous from Waterford second half. They were honestly first division football. And that
it's just very strange. I know a lot of people, a lot of Waterford fans, have said they kind of played like that the last few weeks, but I thought that was next level. They were playing with like Halford, as you say, was up front, but it was weird. It was like they had 5 lads in a line up front, lined up with each other, and no midfield and hoof ball. It was just like, you'd see that if under 8s were playing then the parking, generally you might see that, like, we'll put 5 lads up front, and the players are confused. The likes of Patterson and Junior couldn't get into the game because of that as well. I think that was a big thing to do with it as well. And UCD ran through their midfield a little bit as well. Kerrigan, the runs he made through the middle. Exactly.
They played the game plan really well. They were very defensively organised.
Yeah.
You know, I love how they get 9 men behind the ball. 10 men behind the ball. 9 men behind the ball and leave Whelan up front, you know, and I love how they do that. And, you know, I find that it's very effective because he's like Lloyd, and I don't think Whelan doesn't do anything when they haven't got the ball, and there's no going around it. I'm not saying that in a bad way. He works and it's effective for them. Kerrigan, again, different class players there. Sam Todd, really good players.
Their key men really came to the fore, didn't they, Keane, on the night, really?
Yeah, look, definitely. Like I said, I think I genuinely think if all the shit didn't happen, Waterford would be winning that game. And I still can't get my head around it. I know it's been a week now, probably. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been nearly probably Tuesday. Was it Monday or Tuesday?
Monday or Tuesday. I can't even remember now, to be honest, Keane. I think it might be Monday, was it?
And it's just an absolute disaster.
They've dug their own grave, to be honest, though, Keane, haven't they? They really have, like, big time dug their own grave.
Around it. Like, the FAI punish managers and punish teams for their misconduct, or you know, for something, for a club to punish themselves. Such a big. I don't understand that. I think disagreements and stuff, whatever happened. I think, you know, and whether he played a player or whether he done this or whether he didn't play a player, wait until the season is over and get rid of him then if you want. I think now, looking back in hindsight, I don't know whether if they won, I think he'd be standing there laughing. So, you know, it can go both ways. I just couldn't get my head around it, and I still can't. And look, I think it's a disaster. It's great for UCD. I'm delighted for them, but I think it's a disaster for the league and as a whole. Like I said, people are saying there's no Munster teams, there's this and that.
That's their fault, though, isn't it, Keane? Exactly. Like, you have to, Cork, Waterford have to look at themselves and their clubs. Like, you can't blame a Shelbourne or UCD or any other club for, you know, they're the teams in the Premier Division. That's the end of it. They're the teams that are good enough to be in there as such. And if Waterford were run right, if Cork were run right, etc., they'd be in the Premier Division, no problem.
Yeah, and I think UCD, it's vital. I'd say half of the players are gone now. The cycle is finishing. So half of the players are gone now in the summer. So, you know, they'll be wanting to accumulate as many points as they can now in the early stages of the season, because come that summer break, you know, you'll have teams like Shamrock Rovers sniffing around for their. I always say Shamrock Rovers because they're the ones that kind of get the UCD type of players, you know, and you know, I think they kind of have to pick at them, which is, look, whether there's something there, it's great, you know. I'm delighted for the players. They're going on to play for the champions of the world. It's a fantastic opportunity for them. They're getting a fantastic scholarship right the way through. They're coming through, they're doing their education, and now they're going to play professional football. You look at the players that Gary O'Neill, one of the mainstays in that team.
Liam Scales, obviously. Even Ferrugia, he's had injury issues, but still, good player.
Yeah, Georgie Kelly, there's loads, you know, and fantastic. It's that they offer so much to the league as a whole in terms of that. But I just think if Waterford stayed up, I think there'd be a more of a level playing field, and I don't think there'd be any bad teams as such. I think
as well, Keane, looking at Waterford as well, like there's going to be serious question marks over what players they can keep, etc. as well, isn't there? Never mind the manager for a start who's going to come in there. And, you know, you look at players, some of their young players have come through the academy and have actually seen all the crap, let's say, in the last year or two. Like, how do you stay loyal to that? How long do you stay loyal to that? Even Brian Murphy, for example, and players like that, you know? It's a difficult one for them, isn't it?
there's no doubt about it. It's tough. It's awful for them. I wouldn't wish it on any club, and I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't wish issues like money issues or anything like that on any club. I know some people will say they made their bed, they can lie in it and stuff like
well,
that.
you feel sorry. It's not the fans' fault. It's not the players as such, isn't it? Not that's the point, isn't it? So we feel sorry for them, to be honest. But
yeah. You know, players, I think as well. In fairness, in the last couple of weeks, have let the club down. Especially was a Halford. I stand corrected if I am.
Did a few discipline problems, didn't they? Even last night, O'Keefe got sent off, which was kind of a late, pointless type challenge, wasn't it? To be fair.
Yeah. And you know, I just think they let themselves down a little bit towards the back end of the season, and then obviously Mark has gone. It's just been chaos in the last week, but this hasn't only happened this week. This has been gradually declining in the last couple of weeks. Look, like I said, I fear for the fans. I won't wish relegation on anyone. I am very lucky to never have felt that with Pats, you know, and I'm not. That's not me rubbing it in. I don't know what relegation feels like, but I can only imagine how awful it is. And you know, first division football is totally different. But at the same time, Waterford, the last couple of weeks, first division football at best. That's what they were playing, and you know, even against Pats, they were awful. You know, when like. I just last night I couldn't get my head around how they played. I don't know. I had to watch your back, like I says.
I couldn't believe what I was watching, to be honest. I couldn't believe from their point of view what I was watching. I don't want to take too much away from UCD because I think UCD exploited that and exploited it very well, to be fair. And as you say, they had a game plan. You could tell what they were trying to do. But I mean, you could have got someone from the stand to nearly set up that team like that. The way Waterford set up, it was just bizarre, really strange.
Yeah, it wasn't great now, I have to say. But look, I hope for the fans' sake that they sort everything out, get a club that they can be proud of again. Look, sometimes when you sometimes I know people won't like me saying this now because it's very raw, but sometimes they can do a club the world of good to go back down and hit the reset button. And, you know, they can go back stronger. Like, you look at Shelbourne this year, they can, you know, Waterford can say that could be us, and there's no reason why it can't be. But you know, they need to get the house in order, first of all. They need to sort out this off-field issue. It can't be an episode of Coronation Street every week because that's what it's like. And if they get these little things right, I don't think, obviously it matters in terms of finances and stuff like that, but I don't think the fans will move first division football next year if it meant they got their house in order off the field and they got everything right. Because,
I think spending money is irrelevant at this minute in time. I think there's people within the club that you know, need to sort out one or two issues. There seems to be a lot of I don't know if you call it personal stuff and that, but a lot of egos in the club, you know, even before maybe the new owner came in. There's still people there, like from the old regime, if you like, and you know, you see people grumbling about those people as well. And they just need to all be on the same page for the good of the club. Doesn't matter how much they put into it, really.
That's it. They just have to hit the reset button, and there's no getting away from that. I think it'll do the world of good. Like I said, people won't want me saying that because it's very raw. They only got relegated yesterday. You know, it's very raw in people's minds, and people aren't going to be happy about it. But when you strip it right back, if Waterford now can get the house in order and give the fans a club that they can be proud of, you know, like I wouldn't want to be a Waterford fan this minute in time. I'd be shocked. Like I said, I'm very lucky. I haven't experienced relegation with Pats. I haven't experienced a bad owner as such. I haven't experienced any of that. So I'm only going by what I think it'd feel like, you know. And I think if you got people on to speak about it, what relegation like, which could be something in the off season, you know, like teams like Cork and stuff like that, fans, big clubs and stuff, you know, and they can tell you what it's like firsthand. But hitting that reset button is the best thing Waterford can do now. If they can just hit that, get their house in order, I don't think coming up is a priority. Maybe money-wise, if they can relieve some of the contracts and stuff like that for players this year, you know, I don't think money's going to be an issue. I can't see them going down in terms of money-wise or anything like that. But I just think they need to get everything right off the pitch. And then this is going to be a process now for the next 2 or 3 years. This has been coming for the last 2 or 3 years. and you know they haven't like you can't.
They haven't addressed the slide really.
No, and it's gone from bad to worse, and it's not over the last couple of weeks. It's over the last couple of years. They've gradually declined and declined and declined. You know, they were a team on the up. Bastian Huri, Ismail Akanadi, you know, bringing these to Paddy Barrett, bringing these players back in the middle. Paul Keegan, you know, they had a fantastic side, and then you know, then you see players leaving. And then you see players leaving again. Then you look at players like Sam Bowen, who was a fantastic servant at Waterford, putting up on Twitter how he left and he's not happy. And you know, then you have Brian Murphy. So like I said, there's big players there that were loyal to the club, and you know they've been treated like shy. So I think, like I said, they just need to get these right. If they get something right, it doesn't matter what 11 players they put out on the pitch. I don't think Waterford fans will really care who's playing for them next year. Obviously, they'll care as such. I don't mean that like they won't really care who's on the pitch. I'm saying if they get the house in order and they put 11 players out there, that's going to give everything for them. That's all the fan ever asks for the club. You know, the fan never asks for league titles or success unless you're probably Shamrock Rovers, you know, and they're the only team really that, and maybe Dundalk in recent years, that teams are demanding success. You know, everyone just wants to get down on the Friday night and see their team give it their all, and whatever happens after that is a bonus. But it's all well and good giving your team around like Waterford. The players have given their all. There's no doubt about that. Like I said, the last couple of weeks can be questioned in terms of the way they had the mentality and stuff like that, in terms of their discipline. But other than that, you know, you can't really question Waterford players for the last couple of years at all. It's been an awful cycle for them, but you know, you can't paper over the cracks. That's going to fall eventually, and unfortunately, I think it was their own fault, but it failed. And look, I can't see them coming up straight away. I stand corrected if they are, but I would prefer them to just give the fans the club that they deserve, because some really good people down there, some really good people involved in the club for years when it was Waterford United, and you know, I hate it. I can't stand clubs not being run right. Like the likes of Dundalk and stuff. As a League of Ireland man, it breaks my heart. So, you know, it's not right.
No, it's a killer. As far as I suppose Andy Myler, like, he's done a great job with UCD, to be fair. And I suppose a little under the radar. I know we spoke about him a bit this season, but he's a quiet lad as well in that way. But you know, he'd be delighted with getting them up. But I suppose the hard job will start for him now, though, Keane. But he won't be worried at this minute.
No, look,
knowing him, he probably will.
Yeah, look, there's no pressure on UCD again coming up. And look, I'm on what they're talking about how bad Waterford were, but UCD deserve a lot of credit, you know. And it's tough. It's people will nail it on as UCD win, you know, the minute all the shit happened, and it's tough because Waterford, you don't know who was taking their training up until Thursday, and then
Wednesday morning was the first Hendon's first session. So yeah,
and then you don't know what way he's going to play. It's not like, for example, let's say, you know, give us a manager, let's say Alan Reynolds. It's not like Alan Reynolds went in and took it, and you can kind of go back and look back at how he played and how he set up in recent games, and you know, when he last was the manager and stuff. You can't do that. So you have to prepare for all avenues, I think, and you have to prepare for who you're coming up against and what way they're going to play. But you don't know if they're going to play in the counter. You don't know if they're going to play in the front foot. You would like to expect that they would have played on the front foot, like the way they started the game, you know, in terms of them being the Premier Division side. But, you know, UCD, like I said, they had to prepare for all that. But in possession and our possession at the same time, the principles don't change. Yeah. And they just need to learn how to adapt to the different system. But that can be tough. And they've had a bad week because all the pressure was on them.
All of a sudden, it was thrown back to them a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah. And, you know, they dealt with it unbelievably, you know, and I seen them going 2-1 up. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I say shocked because, like I said, I was kind of half distracted in the game, and you know, I was looking and I seen them going 2-1 up, and
it was coming, actually, to be honest with you. It was actually coming. You could see it, like, you know what I mean? It was sense it, like.
Yeah, and you know, I think what the disappointing thing for when they went 1-0 up as well in the game, and you know, but the parents the people there from UCD, they really got behind our side, and there was a fantastic crowd. There really was 50-50 in the main stand. And, you know, and like if anyone knows Richmond Park, literally the left-hand side, if you're looking across on the camera, was all Waterford, and the right-hand side, so you see the big Pats crest in the middle, and then either side of that was UCD and Waterford, and it was half and half. You had people behind both goals as well. So, you know, it's excellent, and it was a great advert. And, you know, I have to say, the quality wasn't, there's a big gulf in class.
Yeah, absolutely.
It didn't show there last night. But, you know, I'm delighted for Andy. You know, he had a tough week himself personally. He had to deal with a death in the family, and he had to go through all that as well. He was at the funeral that morning. And, you know, it was such a great day for him. He had to pick up a lot of pieces, you know, when Collie obviously left, and you know, he really had to get the new cycle of players in again. That was the tough one because, you know,
it's not easy to do that, isn't it, not Keane? It's not easy to do that at all.
You had your Scales, you had your Maddie, you had you know, your Gary O'Neill's, your Jay McClellan's, who was a big player for them, your Conor Kearns, you know, you had all these type of players, and all of a sudden they were, you know, gone, and then you're starting again with the next cycle of students. And in fairness to him, he's after doing a wonderful job. They always find the odds. I think, for me, it's always Finn Harps and UCD. When they go down, they're never favourites to go back up, and they always get back up.
They always do,
you know?
Yeah.
It's fantastic to see. I'm looking forward to going out to Belfield now. I probably would have preferred a trip to the RSC, but that's just my own personal opinion. But I'm looking forward to going back to the Bowl. It's been a few years, and I think the last time Pats were out there, actually, we got beaten in the cup. Was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was 3-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Hardy got sacked the next morning. But no, that was that the last time, was it?
I think it was, was it?
I think it would have been, yeah. But I'm looking forward to going back out there. They always give you a tough game. But like I said, they'll want to accumulate as many points as possible now from now till the summer. Before they probably lose their best side of players. But look, I'm delighted for them, delighted for everyone connected with the club, the underage system, everything, because their recruitment is spot on. They get the right talent in, and look, I hope they do well, because you know they offer so much to the Premier Division. They offer so much to the Premier Division, because look at all the players that have played for UCD. So it's fantastic, and look, the best of luck to Andy and the lads. I'm sure they'll have a fantastic Christmas, and they'll get going again in January now.
Brilliant stuff. Look, guys, we'll leave it there. Thanks, Keane, as usual, for your contribution. And guys, subscribe to the channel. Let us know your thoughts, and thanks again.